Welcome back to Sip the Talent Films. I'm your host, Coach Evans. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about a few things that transpired that I've seen come across my desk in the past 24 to 48 hours. First up, some press conference notes. We're going to talk about the offensive line and the 2022 draft class and look at what they said about those certain individuals coming up. Also, postseason awards for two Ravens, the highest graded free agent that we have leaving or potentially leaving, and then expected breakout players for 2025 from PFF. Welcome back to Sip the Talent Films. Run that intro. Welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time here, if it's not your first time here, hit the like button. We know likes make the channel grow, and I appreciate you guys for doing that. Subscribe if you've not done so, and hit that bell so you can be notified when the rest of this content drops. But let's get into the notes from the two notes that I took the most from the press conference, end of the season press conference between Eric DeCosta and Jerome Harbaugh. And this statement came from DeCosta. He said, "We made a tough call last year to go younger and have some younger guys play, and we knew we'd have a few growing pains. I think we had a few, but looking back on it, it was absolutely the right thing to do," DeCosta said. "We are aware that we have some guys whose contracts are up, and we'll look at that and certainly have some discussions with the players. We'll look at potentially bringing our guys back. We'll look in the draft, and we'll look at free agency. Playing potential young players and saying we know we would have a few hiccups and saying there were a few. I think there were a lot more than a few. The young guys in question in my eyes are Pat McCarry and Daniel Falele. Let's take a look at some of their overall season numbers and kind of assess where they're at. So when you start with Pat McCarry, 27 years old, PFF offensive grade as a whole was 59. He was a 51st rated guard out of 75 guards. When you got a quarterback that's primed and ready to win championships or attempt to win championships, sometimes calculated guess ain't the way to go, in my opinion. But let's also look at the other young player he was talking about, which is probably the bane of a lot of people's existence. That's Daniel Falele. He actually was ranked higher than McCarry at the guard position. He was ranked 45th out of 75 with a 61.8 overall PFF grade. So, and we all see clips of Falele missing people, chicken winging, trying to find work. But then you also see a flash or two every now and then of him, using that big frame to move people or to shield people off. It just was in my opinion, it was way more, his bad was way more egregious than his good. When you don't call offensive linemen's names, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But, playing young guys, also we had the rookie Roger Rosengarten that started mostly at tackle. He's playing a harder position and had a better grade than both of those guys. He's playing tackle, and he had a 66 PFF grade. And I mentioned it yesterday with Mike. I think Roger Rosengarten behind Joe Alt was the best rookie tackle taken this past draft. Now, that may prove not to be right on down the road, but as of right now, after their rookie seasons, I think Roger Rosengarten is the second best tackle drafted in the 2024 draft. So the second thing they talked about, or the second thing that caught my attention, was the 2022 draft class and what they had to say about that. It says the 2022 draft class is eligible for extensions now. That group includes first-round picks who have become standouts: Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum. Plenty of other contributors: tight end Isaiah Likely, Charlie Kolar, who both were drafted in the 5th round, if I'm not mistaken. Linebacker David Ojabo, who's a 2nd-round pick, and Travis Jones, who's a 3rd-round pick. And guard Daniel Falele and punter Jordan Stout were selected that year, and they're all entering the final season of their rookie deals. Now, the bank is going to be broken for Kyle Hamilton. Next year will be not next year. I think this year is his 3rd. He just finished his 3rd season, if I'm not mistaken. And he's ascended to top 2 in safeties, in my opinion. He's definitely in the top 3 of safeties in the league already. Appreciate you, Benjamin, for subscribing while I'm recording. Thank you. You got a personal shout out. Didn't know I was on here, but thank you, Benjamin. And so with those guys. We already low on money. I don't know where it's gonna come to sign Kyle. Got to try to keep Linderbaum as well. I say you got to keep Likely. I really like Kolar in his role. Travis. So of those, how many guys is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys. I think it's 4 of them you got to try to keep, but I don't think you can keep all of them. You got Kyle, Linderbaum, Travis, Likely. Kolar may be gone. And they love Falele, so I know they're going to try to keep him. Kolar and Ojabo may be up out of here. But Kyle Hamilton is definitely going to command a boatload of money. And they got some tough decisions to make here soon. I don't envy those decisions coming up because either way you go, when you let, whoever you don't pick up, somebody going to have something to say. Unless Kyle is the one that don't get picked up, which would be absolutely ludicrous. We got postseason awards for 2 of our Baltimore Ravens. The first one being Roger Rosengarten. The Ravens right tackle, Roger Rosengarten, was named to the Pro Football Writers Association annual All-Rookie team on Tuesday. He is the franchise's first rookie offensive lineman since 2017, the first offensive tackle since 2009, Michael Orr, to be selected. Now, I just mentioned him having a better season at a harder position than the 2 guards, and we can see Roger has potential to be a good tackle in this league for a long time. I think the only flaw in Rodgers' game is just getting stronger. He has great feet and pass pro. He has great arm length and pass pro, great hands, great reset hands, great adaptation to counters. He just needs some more bricks in his pocket to be a better run blocker. That's the only thing I see wrong with Roger Rosengarten. The second guy that got an award from the Pro Football Writers is none other than Lamar Jackson. And the 2 previous times he's won this award, he's also won the MVP. Writers who cover the league regularly have given him their nod. The Professional Football Writers of America named Jackson the 2024 NFL's most valuable player in voting conducted by the PFWA members. It's another indication that Jackson is the favorite to be named the league's MVP again during Super Bowl week. He was named the league's MVP in 2019 and 2023. Jackson was also named the PFWA's MVP in those same years. So just all things are trending toward Lamar winning that 3rd MVP. And, we all know he don't care if he wins it. He wants the Super Bowl. But it will be nice to say our guy won MVP again because we didn't get the ultimate prize. So salute to you, Lamar, for winning that award. Salute to Roger for winning that award as well, man. And continued success to both of you guys. PFF did a study for all 32 teams. And what they did was they looked at the highest graded pending free agent for each team. And for us, that's Darius Washington. Graded out at an 80.9 for the season. And it says Washington isn't as flashy as some of his defensive counterparts, but watch any Ravens game and his impact is clearly seen. And we know that from the time he got in that starting role. First game started, I think he had a pick versus Cleveland. His 86.1 PFF coverage grade in 2024 ranked 5th among safeties. 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. I laugh myself sometimes. He also contributed to 20 defensive stops. Plus, Washington displayed position versatility, starting the year more of a slot nickel and transitioning to deep safety. Now, as a restricted free agent, Washington will have the initial opportunity to re-sign with Baltimore, assuming the team offers him the tender. Given the Ravens' defensive strength in the second half of the year, it would be surprising if the safety landed elsewhere. So it looks like Darius is probably coming back, but he is our highest graded pending free agent in 2024 at an 80.9. And so I hope to get him back because he made impact plays in almost every game. Almost every game. PFF also conducted a study for all 32 teams, trying to figure out which player they think will be the breakout player in 2025. And even though I know we're not finished with 2024 yet, the 2024 football season, for most of the league is already looking toward next year because there are only 4 teams left, and we're not in that number. But the breakout player that PFF had for us this upcoming year is Nate Wiggins. Even though Wiggins is in his first year playing next to multiple All-Pros, he's already made an impact. His 50% catch rate allowed was the 4th lowest among qualified cornerbacks, and he registered a 68.3 PFF coverage grade to accompany it. With Brandon Stevens set to hit the market, Wiggins will presumably be Baltimore's top perimeter corner next year. And there's every reason to expect him to play at a first round level. So, yes, with B. Steve probably gone, TJ Tampa's probably going to slide into that other cornerback spot, or Jalen Armour-Davis, depending on if he's healthy or not. And remember, Jalen Armour-Davis' new initials are JADIR, because that's where he be at. But Nate Wiggins is projected to be Baltimore's breakout star next year. Put in the comments, do you agree or disagree? Who do you think will be the breakout player next year of those second-year players coming back? And it don't have to be second year. It could be third or fourth year, guys that really just didn't turn it up. Now, I'm going to stick with my same guy. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. I stated it was going to be Tavius last year. I don't think he got the snap count to really consider being a breakout player. But this last game gives me high hopes for what Tavius Robinson can do next year going forward. He played his butt off, and I was really impressed with it. But Nate Wiggins is who PFF projected to be our breakout player, and I ain't mad with that as well. So this is what I have for you guys. This is basically Ravens Daily for January 23rd, 2025. Like the video if you like what you saw. Comment on all these different topics, and we can talk about it in the comment section. And subscribe. Hit that bell so you can be notified when the rest of these videos drop throughout this 2025 all season. I really hate saying that. Draft videos are starting to roll through. I did one yesterday for the Patreon members, and it's on Patreon, and it's a channel member perk. So if you're a channel member, you can see the video. If you're a Patreon, you can see it. It's on Tyler. I forget his last name. He's the guard for Alabama. But that's all I got for y'all, man. If you want to be in tune with that type of those type of videos, join the Patreon or become a member. So I appreciate you. Peace and love.